Write it down. You like writing things down.
It's Write That Down with Mackie, Judd, and Rami.
With fancy new graphics, if you're watching the segment right now
Unbelievable.
on the live stream, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, possibly YouTube later on demand if we post it to YouTube as well. Write that down every single Wednesday at 5 o'clock on this show. And if you're wondering, how does Write That Down work?
Oh, wow.
We have a handy-dandy little chart there.
Graphic. Wow, it shows you right there.
Must be quantifiable.
We are upping the graphic game on Score North, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch right now.
Seth has a lot of time on his hands with isolation, doesn't he?
You know what? You know what's funny?
You did this?
I did this.
Oh, really? I assumed this was social media Seth.
No, social media Seth did the intro splash graphic. All right. So his is the best one of all these. The rest are just terrible chicken scratch.
This looks like it was written on a cocktail napkin.
It pretty much was.
What were you at? Were you at Cub and give me a bunch of napkins? I need to write some stuff.
Pretty much was, yeah. So how does this segment work? 3 predictions from everybody on the show. We also invite a listener to the table every single week. And we have a full list, I think, through April. But if you want your chance to be part of Write That Down and make your 3 predictions, take your 3 swings, you can download the Score North app free for Apple and Android users. And you can enter in listener rewards for your chance to play. All of our predictions must be quantifiable, and we keep track of batting averages and home runs in this segment, gentlemen.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
And last week was just a complete emptying of the bag. We had 50 predictions come off the board because people made specific predictions about certain things and seasons.
Yeah, a lot of things came off the board last week, didn't they?
It was pretty rough.
A lot of things.
Yeah, and Rami had the best week in Write That Down history.
You'll tell me in a minute what I'm batting now. You don't need to.
The best in Write That Down history?
The best week in Write That Down. I mean, it's pretty close. He had 5
Jonathan's winning week had to be the best of all
that's
time.
fair. That's
because
fair.
he completely gamed the system.
In a regular week of actual predictions, it was historic.
It won me the title, so
it was historic.
Seems like an actual prediction
You've
to me.
never met 3 stupider people than Rami, Mackie, and Judd, and allowing Jonathan to get away with the highway robbery, which, by the way, you've got the bat.
I do have the bat.
He's got the bat.
Wait, you wait until we're supposed to not be touching each other and exchanging items.
There's a reason he did this.
To get the trophy?
Yeah.
Like you didn't do it until now? Now you decide to do it?
This is sabotage on Judd's part to win the title back this year.
What do you mean?
Knock off Jonathan.
If Jonathan catches coronavirus from the broken down bat trophy that Judd won 2 seasons ago,
that
would be the ultimate.
Did you sanitize it before you gave it to him, Judd?
I wash my hands.
But did you sanitize the bat?
He washed his hands.
That bat there's no way to sanitize that bat, man. You should see that bat. It was on a farm or something, right?
I'm sanitizing everything, dude. I brought you guys muffins today, the chocolate chip banana muffins I made on the Mackie and Judd with Rami happy hour a couple days ago.
And
I wiped down the container that I gave them to you guys before I gave you the container full of muffins.
So I already ate one. There's one for both you guys. So come on in here.
What'd you think?
Write this down.
It was really good, dude.
Good.
It was really good.
Good.
Yeah, I love the chunks of chocolate chip.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
So here's the accountability session, all right? Rami and Jonathan each had nothing come off the board this week, so their batting averages stand pat. Judd, you had one thing come off the board. You said Cam Newton will not play another game for the Panthers, and I think the spirit of it was this season.
Right.
If he comes back and plays a game in 5 years, this prediction was
right. Yeah,
he will not play another game for the Panthers. Last year when he got hurt. And then they would essentially release him, and that is a correct prediction. Manny Hill. Manny said the Twins would trade for Noah Syndergaard this season with a package that includes Alex Kirilloff.
You don't think that's happening?
Gotta think
take that off the board, you think?
That's going to be pretty tough.
All right.
Because Noah Syndergaard is undergoing
Tommy John's now, man, left and right. My arm hurts a little bit. I'm not going to play this season.
That whole
Time
staff,
for Tommy John.
That whole staff from a few years ago, it was Matt Harvey, Tommy John, Noah Syndergaard, Tommy John, Jake DeGrom had Tommy John, and then I think Steven Matz and somebody else, 5 guys from that rotation, all needed Tommy John.
Yep.
And then Manny, on a day where Ross Brendel was filling in for Manny, doing a Manny Hill impression, made 3 predictions, and the third of which was the U.S. men's basketball team will not win gold at next year's Olympics. Wow. Phrasing matters. Oh, sorry. Yeah! Phrasing matters, and therefore Ross is correct. They will not win gold at this year's Olympics. So Manny gets a point right there. Now, I predicted at the time of Ross making his predictions for Manny that all three of Ross's predictions would be wrong. And because he got that last one correct, then my prediction is wrong. I also said Cam Newton will throw at least 12 interceptions for the Bears next season. I mean, they just brought in Nick Foles. They got Mitch Trubisky. Yeah. There'd be a winding path for Cam to wind up with the Bears and throw 12 picks. We'll make note of it if it happens. And listener predictions. We had two come off the board. Rob N. said Josh Donaldson will hit a home run in his first official at-bat at Target Field on April 2nd.
Oh, he put the date in there?
Yikes.
Rookie mistake.
I'm really surprised to put the date in there.
Rookie mistake.
Okay.
We call that the Judd Zolgad mistake that you have learned from.
Yeah, now I'm very careful about how I word things.
And Ryan L. predicted A.J. Green will catch a touchdown pass from Tom Brady for the Patriots this year. That is highly unlikely to happen at this point now that Tom Brady is a Tampa Bay Buck. So here are the current statistics. Rami Makloff out to a wide batting average lead at 423 with one home run.
Wow. Say it again. Say that again. What was that?
We're good.
John,
what's the date?
Remember this.
Hey, Jonathan, what's the date today?
It is April or March. I don't know.
Oh, a lot of time
March
left.
25th.
A lot of time left.
He did this last year.
Yeah,
where he bragged about his early lead, and then where'd you end up last year, Rami?
None of your business,
what was
Jonathan.
That? Who was the champ last year?
That's you cheated.
I'm hearing
your way
silence.
Cheated.
Speaking of the reigning, defending batting champion here on Write That Down, pretty solid start to the season. John Harrison batting .348, leading the home run race with 2 so far. Judd Zolgad holding steady at .321 with a home run. I am almost 100 points behind Judd at .233 with 1 home run. Manny Hill, 167 with a home run. And listeners finally got their first couple of hits last week, but that's it for the season. Listeners are batting .105 with 1 home run.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
And so there it is, gentlemen. That's your accountability session for this week. We make 3 predictions each, and we're going to welcome in a listener here. We're going to try and do this without dropping everybody. So I'm going to try and go back and forth here, Jonathan, so I don't drop everybody. But Bryce, are you ready for your debut in Write That Down? What are you going to bring to the table today?
I am ready, and I'm ready to go big.
Wow. Are we talking 3 home run swings here?
Big time.
Nice.
All right, Bryce is going to go for it all. So we're going to do the order like this. We'll have Bryce lead off, and then we'll go over to Jonathan, Manny, Judd, Rami, and me, and we'll do it 3 times. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Bryce, take your swing, buddy.
The NFL has given us something to talk about the past few weeks, but we all know that championships are not won in March. We're going to go big out of the gate with a 3 prediction parlay. Prediction 1, Tom Brady and the Bucs will not make the playoffs. Prediction 2, Kevin Stefanski will take the Browns to the playoffs. And the third, an NFL player will be caught with a Whizzinator this season.
Wow.
That's a risky parlay. That's a very risky parlay, I must say.
You realize that if an NFL player is caught with a Whizzinator and one of the other 2 things don't happen, then you actually lose this point.
I'm there,
all
but
right.
I'm confident. I have inside knowledge here.
Do they still sell them? Do they still sell? Can you go online and get a Whizzinator these days?
Hold on. Whizzinator.
I can either
Where there's a
confirm
will,
or deny
there's a
that.
way, Judd.
Whizzinator for sale on
I
a
think
work
the question
device
was just
here.
answered.
Whizzinator.com.
It's not for you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to look hard. It's
Actually,
right there.
there's a Whizzinator.com and a Whizzinator.net.
Oh, which one seems more trustworthy to you?
There's also a real
Is there a .gov one?
There's a real Whizzinator XXX.com that
Yeah,
I'm
don't
going
go
to
there.
avoid clicking on.
Yeah, no,
Probably shouldn't
don't.
do that one.
Don't click on that.
Amazing.
Write this
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Whizzinator touch. You can get the Whizzinator for less, guys. Just so.
Noted.
All right.
Good to know.
Yep.
Moving
All right,
on.
Jonathan Harrison.
The Vikings will trade for Trent Williams before the season starts.
Like it. It feels somewhat likely at this point. Like, what other splash move are they? It feels like they've built this whole offseason to trade for Trent Williams, like stockpiling draft picks. They've still got some money. They cleared some money out with Kirk Cousins, so we'll see.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Manny Hill via phone. You're up next.
What's happening, fellas?
What's happening, dude?
What's up?
Cam Newton will throw at least 20 touchdown passes in the next NFL season. Trying to protect myself here. for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Ooh.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Okay. I like the next NFL season because
Right.
who knows at this point.
I had Cam to the Chargers as my first prediction.
I had that too, you guys.
It's my turn, right? I don't want to jump the gun here. I will one-up Manny and say Cam will be a Los Angeles Charger next season and lead that team to the playoffs.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
NFL season is played.
All right, I need clarification here, because you're using for a very injury-plagued quarterback. You're saying Cam Newton will lead the Chargers to the playoffs. Are you saying that Cam Newton will play for the Chargers and the Chargers will make the playoffs?
Cam Newton will be the starter for at least 9 wins for a Chargers playoff team the next time NFL football is played.
Because I don't want a backdoor point here where like Cam Newton plays 3 weeks, gets hurt, the backup comes in, brings him to the playoffs, and Rami gets a point here. All right.
Does that do it? Does that cover my bases? All right, good.
Quantifies it.
Nice.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
Judd Zolgad.
The Major League Baseball season will open in July of this year. Baseball will be played, but it's going to take until July before we get the season underway.
Would you guys take that? Let's say it was, hey, baseball season opens in July, or door number 2, and you don't know what's behind door number 2.
What do you mean? Like, what could possibly be behind door? Is a lion going to eat me? What's behind door number 2?
The baseball season doesn't start, or a lion eats you. Any number of things could be behind door number 2.
Give me baseball in any way, shape, or form. We were talking about this today on Score North Live, which, by the way, weekdays, noon to 2. It's me and a rotating cast of Score North personalities. You can listen to it anytime you want on the Score North app and at scorenorth.com. Wetmore and I were talking about some of the possibilities that are being thrown out there for what a baseball season might look like. And Wetmore wanted to poke holes in every potential plan. And I finally just said, dude, don't you just want baseball? Like, just in any pack, put it in any packaging whatsoever. Don't you just want baseball at this point? Just give me, however you give it to me, give me baseball as soon as possible.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, write this down. And if there's been news on this, correct me, but this whole Big 3 basketball league reality show that we've been talking about, where they want to take their league and turn it into a reality show in the next few months. The Big 3 reality show will be derailed in some way by coronavirus. It will either not happen at all or at some period during the filming.
Specifically because of the coronavirus.
It will be shut down because of the coronavirus, or it will never get off the ground.
They haven't officially planned this yet. They might not do it at all for completely other reasons that we don't even know are in consideration right now. But you're saying we will find out that the Big 3 reality show / tournament will be canceled or never even get off the ground because specifically of the coronavirus.
That is correct.
So if it's not done, do you not get the point then? So let's say in 3 months there's nothing.
And if there's nothing in 3 months and there's no like press release or tweet or report or something, or Ice Cube sends out a deal, then I would not get the point.
Okay.
That's correct.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, back to listener Bryce. Oh, sorry. It probably helps for me to actually pull him up on the phone.
Come on, Bryce. What are you doing?
All right, listener Bryce, fire away.
Where are you, Bryce?
I'm here. In a shortened MLB season, the Minnesota Twins will beat the Los Angeles Dodgers in 7 games to win the World Series.
I love it. I love the specificity too, because if that happens and they win in 6, Bryce is wrong, and it's going to be hilarious. But
as somebody who wants to win, I love the way that listeners play this game. Love it. Big fan.
Game 7.
Write it down.
Dodger Stadium or Target Field. That's the only question I've got.
Bryce, keep swinging for the
Target
fences.
Field, 30 below. Twins win.
All right, Jonathan, back to you.
The NFL draft will get pushed back from its original date. Not saying when, just it won't happen in April.
So if that happens, is it because of physicals? Like teams are just sort of freaking out about not being able to give physicals to players?
It sounds like some teams are, well, now all teams are kind of barred from their facilities, but some teams are just having difficulties finding ways to get together and discuss draft picks and who they'd want to take.
Are they unaware of like Zoom and
Apparently.
Skype? We're literally doing it right now.
Yeah.
Don't say the name of the site.
If I can do it, they can do it.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I hope that they keep it. Honestly,
I think they'll keep it.
Give us something to be entertained by. If you delay the draft, are you going to delay it till July, August? Like, who knows what's going to happen in this country the next few months?
Yeah.
So, all right, back to Manny Hill. Prediction number 2.
All right, write this down, gentlemen. The Major League Baseball regular season in 2020 for each team will consist of exactly 100 games.
All right, I like that one. If that happens, I think it's a home run because he's telling you the exact number of
Yeah.
games that would take place.
Yep.
Write this down.
All right, back over to Rami.
Write this down, gentlemen, and I don't like predicting this, but this is about being right and racking up hits and upping that batting average, and so I'm going to say it. There will not be meaningful NBA basketball again this season. They might have one. I've heard Adam Silver talk about some kind of exhibition that they could put on somewhere just to be a distraction and a diversion from what's going on in the country. I heard Adam Silver talk about that. That's not what I mean. We won't have any regular season or actual NBA playoffs. I think the 2020 season is dead.
That would be
I know.
depressing.
I know.
No, but I
I
think you're
know.
right.
Empty arenas in August.
I think basketball and hockey are done for the season.
But if those sports are done, see, this is where I don't want to speak for hockey because hockey season is actually longer. They start in October. I don't know. I think they could lop 20 games out, but that's a whole discussion with owners. I think the NBA actually moving forward is at an advantage if they shift their league schedule to start in January.
Oh, if they did that.
And then it ends in August and they just get out of the NFL. Outside of January, they're just out of the NFL
But
business
are they
altogether.
prepared to do that immediately? I mean, that would be a huge
I think so.
change for it.
If you brought your abbreviated playoffs back from, let's say from early to mid-July and it goes all the way into September just for this year. And then you don't fire up your league schedule until January, and then you just do it again on the same timeline, and you run your playoffs in July and August, and you stay out of the NFL regular season. I think that could be – the NBA is the second most popular sport and league in this country. So if they want to continue to grow and grow in the areas where the NFL isn't stomping all over the place, this actually could wind up being a good thing for them long term.
I pitched an idea to Judd on Score North Live last week. I won't do the plug again. It's too close from the last one. That if you can organize it, and actually I had this idea before we heard about the Big Three thing. If you could organize it, I think a one-on-one NBA tournament. If you could just get 20 NBA players and had a bracket style tournament, one-on-one of some of the best NBA players who have tested negative for the coronavirus, and you can quarantine them all in one location, play all the games in one practice gym or whatever the case might be. I think, and I said this to Judd, he thinks I'm crazy, with as many people who are at home as are right now and desperate for sports, that thing would get Super Bowl ratings.
I think it'd do well. I just don't think it gets Super Bowl
I think it would
ratings.
in this country, not internationally, but in this country, it would get Super
You're
Bowl
saying
ratings.
half of the population would watch a one-on-one
what else
basketball
are we
tournament?
doing? Let's say the final is Giannis versus LeBron.
Right, but a lot of people that don't
Giannis versus LeBron, one-on-one for the finale.
sports fans would watch, but a lot of people that don't care at all about sports watch the Super Bowl, and I don't think they would be tempted because they don't miss sports.
Plus, you're underestimating the number of people that are watching Don't F with Cats on Netflix right now. All right,
Is that good?
there's a lot of options. I can't bring myself to
I can't watch
it.
it
Dude, you
either.
have to watch it.
This lion thing sounds
Can't do it.
weird too.
The lion
like
thing's
Rami
amazing.
was talking
You're much
about.
better off with Tiger King.
Dawn
Okay.
watched that.
It's
She
so
said it's
good.
really weird.
It's so good.
Tiger King is next on my list.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
Leave it
me?
to Judd here.
Continuing on the baseball theme, baseball will play its double headers this season, limiting them all to 7-inning games apiece. So it's
they
going
will
to play
have scheduled doubleheaders.
So they're going to have scheduled. They're going to have a ton of them, and ultimately, because of time of game and because of wear and tear on players, 9 innings apiece would be too much. So what they're going to play for this year only, 7-inning doubleheaders en masse.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, write this down. I'm going to go back to the NBA thing here. It's kind of a parlay. I'm going to say the NBA season will pick up again, and the Lakers will win the championship. The NBA season will pick up again. They will finish the season at some point, and the Lakers will win the championship.
Write this down.
Write that down. I don't have a pencil. Well, remember that then.
All right, back to listener Bryce. Your final swing here on Write That Down.
The Vikings offseason has not gone as planned. They know that. We know that. In fact, it looks eerily similar to the Minnesota Twins, where they were a few weeks into their offseason. But we need to maintain faith in Zimmer and Spielman, and here is a 3-prediction parlay.
Oh, I love it. Look, Bryce did not come to mess around here.
Thank you, Bryce. We appreciate this dearly. Yes.
The Vikings will win the NFC North. The second, the Vikings will move Anthony Barr to defensive end, where he will have at least 10 sacks. And most importantly, Anthony Barr will make Randy's stud stable at least 5 times next year.
Wow. Is Randy still going to be calling us?
We need to hear from Randy at some point. Randy and Cottage Grove, if
Is he
you're
okay?
listening, I don't know.
Guys, with as little as there is to talk about in the sports world right now, I'm up for a deep dive interview with Randy. Like, let's just spend like a half hour with Randy and find out about the man.
You know, every year for 5 years on this show, he has attempted to give his full 7-round NFL mock draft. And we wind up arguing with him and saying, just give us the Vikings picks and just speed through it. And he insists that it's an art form, quote unquote, and he needs to go through it the way that he needs to go through it. I mean, we might just clear out the whole afternoon on Score North and put Randy and Cottage Grove on and give a 7-round mock draft.
He'd love that.
I mean, it's great programming and an afternoon off, guys. It's a win-win for everybody.
Bryce, any final words here? You took 3 mighty hacks at the plate. How do you feel?
I feel good. I appreciate you all doing this, especially while we have no sports on. I live down in Nashville, and I listen in when I can, but I appreciate you guys keeping it fun during this time, so keep it up.
Right on, man. Bryce, thank you.
Thank you.
Taking 3 mighty hacks in his predictions here. Jonathan Harrison, your final prediction of the week.
My final prediction, I'm sticking
Write
all
this
NFL
down.
here. The NFL season won't start until November this year.
Wow.
Sorry to be a buzzkill.
Wow.
I just don't see it happening.
See, I think there's so much money in the TV contracts for the NFL that they would come back to just play in empty stadiums if they have to.
Well, they still might. They just might have to wait till November.
Oh, you think we wait till November and they play in empty stadiums?
And they play a full season. Who knows?
Manny Hill, your final prediction.
All right, guys.
Write that down.
I'm going to make this prediction because nobody else in the sports world has the guts to make this prediction because they're always scared of doubting the Patriots. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. The Buffalo Bills will win the AFC East in the next NFL season.
All right, the reign comes to an end.
Write this down.
Ooh, the Dolphins in 2011 are the only team, or 2008, right? The only team in like 20 years.
That's right.
In that division. So, all right, Manny, hang in there. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good.
It's
Be good, boys.
Manny Hill's predictions. All right, Rami Makloff.
Write this down.
We will get a 2020 Major League Baseball season in some way, shape, or form. And the Twins will win the AL Central whenever that indeed does happen. It's a prediction I was going to make today if we were playing baseball tomorrow. And just for a sense of normalcy, gentlemen, I'm going to throw it in there. Twins will win the AL Central, and there will be a Major League Baseball season in 2020.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Judd.
Taking a page from Manny's book, but one-upping him a little bit. The Patriots will not even make the playoffs in 2020. The New England Patriots will not be a playoff team in the coming season. They're going to miss entirely.
They look more like a tanking team than a playoff team right now.
They've either got a master tanking plan or they just don't have a plan, which for a Belichick-led team would be bizarre. But they are right now as close to being a mess as you can be.
You know what the next step would be?
They're tanking for Trevor, aren't they?
If they're tanking for Trevor, here's the next step.
If they are,
can I give you? I have 2. Can I give you just an impromptu? Write that down here too. All right. Sure. You guys tell me. I do have one that I want to end the segment with, but write this down. Bill Belichick will step away or step down, but I'm going to say step away or step down. The spirit of it is step away for health reasons at some point in 2020.
Wow.
So, because if they're tanking, wouldn't it make sense for Bill Belichick to gotta spend time with family?
You don't mean permanent. You don't mean permanent. You mean
just like
you think
he's
he'll
just gonna just go away for a couple months, take some downtime.
You think he'll use the health problem as the excuse?
Yes. I don't necessarily think that 100%, but I'm going to predict it and write that down here. It's a safe haven to make predictions like that.
Write this down.
And final prediction of the week here. Rami has in his life wound up in some unfortunate circumstances because people either think that he is like billionaire mogul Rami, or just the fact that, Rami Makloff is, in the eyes of some people, a suspicious sounding name.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Write this down.
Wow. Write this down.
Where's this going?
I don't know.
At some point, I'll say at some point in the next month.
He gets arrested?
So between now and the end of April, to make it easy for the prediction, okay?
Yeah.
Rami will be frisked or in some way pulled over by a police officer during the stay-at-home order here in Minnesota.
By a police officer.
by a police officer. Yes.
Wow.
You know what? That's smart money. There's probably smart money on that, Judd.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
And if it
Not
happens,
see
make
that
sure
prediction coming.
I didn't
you're
either.
make sure you're rolling on it for content
For
purposes.
sure. For
So
content purposes.
the last two
for my
predictions
safety.
from Mackey were Rami's basically going to be accosted by a cop, and Bill Belichick's going to use health as an excuse to not coach a few games for the Patriots.
That is correct.
This got aggressive.
This has
Write
been
this down.
well. The Bill Belichick one is that's a standard play in coaches' playbooks, right? Like Urban Meyer does it every time he wants a new job.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my heart and
Well,
family.
and that-
I gotta-
Or he might need to step away and doesn't want to tell you why he needs to step away.
right.
You
There
know
could be
what?
other reasons.
If I saw me driving around during a stay
Would you
at
pull
home,
yourself
I'd
over?
probably pull me over, yeah. I'm thinking I'd pull me over. What's this guy doing out?
Boy, I
Looks
need
suspicious.
to stay home. This is terrible.